So let's talk a little bit about narcissists, because I was shocked that I married a narcissist, and I did not see it coming at all. I hadn't even really, I'd heard that term, but I didn't understand it back when I married him. And it switched when we got married. It really switched once we got married and lived under the same roof. And I got to the point where I was literally already packing my stuff, ready to leave. Unfortunately, he passed away. That's not funny. But once we found out he got his diagnosis, I stuck around and helped him because that was important.
That's nice of you.
Yeah, I don't regret that at all.
Good.
But it was crazy. I remember I would look at him sometimes and say, what the F is wrong with you? Some of the stuff that would come out of his mouth, accusing me of the craziest stuff. So let's talk about narcissists a little bit.
Yeah. So here's what the biggest thing I get on the internet. You probably saw this on TikTok. Everybody thinks that they are a narcissist when they're,
True.
right? Because they're over-identified with the people who raised them, or even in relationship, because the narcissist is all about disowning anything about themselves. So they make you carry their material.
Right.
So I tell people that most of you are narcissistically defended, not a narcissist. And nobody's heard of that word. And I was actually surprised because I've been using that word for years, and a lot of therapists don't know that word.
Wow.
I wrote an article on Psychology Today called "Are You a Narcissist or Narcissistically Defended?" and it went viral. And basically it's, when you're a narcissist, everything is about you. Everything is taken as a criticism if you're given feedback. You gaslight others. You make them, you're so disowned, you make other people feel what you don't want to feel. And you really don't care about how it makes the other people feel. When someone's narcissistically defended, what happens is they have come from a background where they had to hang on to themselves and stay attuned to themselves because no one else was hanging on. No one else was attuned to them. So now it's a defense. And so the difference for somebody like them is they can be accountable, they'll reflect, they will worry. If they worry they're a narcissist, they're worried about how they've affected other people.
That's not a narcissist.
Right. A narcissist worries if they're a narcissist because they don't want to be seen as a narcissist. They don't care how they affected other people. Different.
Right.
Yeah, that video went almost to 1 million. I mean, people loved it. They were so relieved to hear that there was a word for it, because I would say that I was raised by narcissists too. And my marketing, the fact that you found me on TikTok, the fact that I'm so successful in my little micro world of all my specialties is because that's how I manage my narcissistic defensiveness. I can be narcissistic in my marketing and it works. I found a way to make it work.
Nice. I love it. And, I think for the most part, narcissists don't ever change, right? Is that true?
No,
Would you say?
They don't do the work to change. So you don't see a lot of change. The two ways they can, there might be more, but the two ways they can change is if they care enough about being in relationship with you for whatever reason, money, children, not you necessarily, they'll modify their behavior because they know if they don't, they're going to be out and they don't want to be out. The other way is they get older and they get disempowered. Or maybe not even just older. The more you disempower them and the more they have no control over it. So then if they stay in the relationship, they're not going to act that way anymore. They don't change their narcissism. They change their behavior.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And there's so much on the internet about narcissism. I mean, it just, once I saw it, it was just like, it seems like everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
And there's just an energy to it that I felt. And it was weird because as soon as we got married, I think it was on a Friday, and I moved in, that weekend. And I can remember the first Monday when he went off to work, and I was a nervous wreck in this house, and that wasn't like me. And it didn't feel like a home. There was just this weird energy right away. And I couldn't put my finger on it. And I mean, it's as silly as, and he didn't do anything or say anything, but this is how the energy worked. This is going to sound really silly. But that Monday morning, I decided I was going to have some turkey bacon, right? And he had made a comment about one time somebody made turkey bacon in the house and it stunk up the house. So I waited for him to go to work. And then I made the stupid turkey bacon and it stunk up the house, right? It's strong. I was freaking out. I knew he wasn't going to be back for 8 hours, but I was opening up that house. I was blowing out that house, trying to get that smell out. What was that? Like he had not shown to me any of the crazy narcissistic stuff yet, but man, did I feel that energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what
So
that was.
yeah, and it didn't get better after that.
Yeah.
So it was, I guess I was just really sensitive to it, but I just
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't put any words to it. And then I just
Mm-hmm.
saw some of the crazy behavior.